Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. I might sound a little bit weird because my tongue's a little bit numb because I have been eating a lot of ice. I am anemic, it's fine. I'm on supplements, it's gonna be okay. However, I've done a few videos about this girl. She's in Monat. One of my favorite things that she said in one of her past videos was like that she found herself crying all the time because she wanted to spend every day with her husband, which cool, love your man. I love that for you. Love your spouse. I got it. But that she was super scared to not do Monat because she thought that Monat was the only way that she'd be able to do spend time with her husband. Listen, none of it makes sense and I love that for me. So we're going to react to a video of hers because we haven't checked in a while and I'm really excited. Nothing like a Monat Mormon little gal. I don't know if she's Mormon. She seems like it. To, debunk stuff. I don't know. Listen, my brain is just... So hopefully this girl will bring some eloquence and some intelligence into my life. That's probably not gonna happen.
I talk to y'all about something and I've been putting it off because it's kind of vulnerable. Not as vulnerable as maybe I've been in the past, but still. But it keeps popping into my head like I should share this, and so I'm gonna share it. So things around here have been just a little bit I don't know what the right word would be to describe it, but I'll just explain. So Robert had his grad plan and everything all planned out, which is essentially a breakdown of all of his classes and everything that he's going to be taking from now until he graduates, all planned out. And he went to a counselor just to make sure that he had everything where it was supposed to be and to see if he could get their help to help him graduate as fast as possible, right? So that was a week or so ago that he met with them. So I asked him how it went, and he told me that his counselor said that if he took 12 to 13 classes every semester, including his off track, that he would graduate at the end of 2025. Which, in my brain, obviously, that makes sense because he's been taking the bare minimum classes. And
happy it makes sense to one of us because 12 classes did she say every year or every semester? Okay, wait, no, 12 classes every year does make sense.
But it still felt like a punch in the gut because we've already been in school for 3 years and we've been in the same apartment complex for 3 years. And to me, it feels like we've been in the same place for 3 years. And to know that we have to be here for another 2 was really hard. And then on top of that, that means that he has to work full-time and be a full-time student. That's just too much, right? Well, then a few days later, we had another punch in the gut because we were talking about all of the traveling that we have coming up. We have a trip in June, a trip in July.
I have a question. I don't know much about this girl's life other than what she shares, which I don't pay attention, so I don't know much. Why don't you not do network marketing and get a normal job? And then that way you could fund y'all moving out of an apartment complex. Or you could rent a house. Buy a house? I don't know where they live. I don't know what the market's like where they live. And I understand that might just be the millennial in me that's just buy a house. I live in an apartment right now. It's fine. But I don't know. Just because you're in the same living situation doesn't mean you're in the same place you were 3 years ago. Again, it just seems... I say again because I just filmed a video where I was talking about the naive aspect of these young people in network marketing, typically Monat girls. And again, that's not me saying oh, everyone who's young is dumb. I was young and dumb. But with life experience comes, more knowledge and more understanding of oh, I can't just fast forward, or oh my God, I expected so much when I was in my early 20s and I really needed a reality check. And I feel a lot of these people need a reality check. I feel this girl needs a reality check.
2 trips back to back in September, and then of course 2 weeks for Christmas. And, we're just talking about his work and stuff like that. And he says, well, with school, I'm probably going to have to switch to part-time anyway. Now, with what he makes and what I make, we live a very nice lifestyle. Of course, we have this small little apartment, but we travel when we want to. We have money for food on the table. We go out to eat. Like, we never are strapped for cash. But if he switches to part-time, if we cut his hours in half, we would make it, but our lifestyle would drastically change. And it was just like when, like, you knew something was true, but you were hoping that some miracle would occur to make it not true, and you like shoved it down, and then it gets said out loud, and it's just like becomes reality, you know? And when he said that, I just sat there for a second, just so overwhelmed and so stressed. And then I had this little voice in the back of my head be like, what are you doing?
Okay, now I know why the person who sent me this had previously said in a video that I reacted to of her. She had previously said that she doesn't have to work, and she really only does money for like part-time, like a little bit of extra money, like her kind of like this isn't what she said, but it's like your like fun money, you know, basically so that you don't have to like ask your spouse for money, like if they're the one working full-time, which is great, girl, do that. Love that for you. She had alluded to the fact that like his job paid for everything, the bills and all that. He cuts back to part-time to be able to do school full-time, and I mean personally as he should, because that way you'd be able to focus on like what's going to get you to where you want to go, right? Coming from someone who never finished college, and I did the exact opposite of that. I was like, why am I working part-time and going to school part-time when I can just work full-time and make more money? And so I did that, and I never finished. It's just interesting because I want to hear if her like solution to this is like something like culty and naive and just like gonna probably make me cry because I'm emotional, or if it's gonna be something like, oh, so I have to get a different job. Like I have to actually start like making money and contributing like full-time basically to make up for that lack of income. And I think these are these types of like adult conversations that maybe these younger individuals in network marketing are not used to having, because they get just plucked up right after high school or right during or after college into Monat or into network marketing. And inspiration, motivation, Pinterest quotes personified, Zoom calls, good feelings, manifestation, sparkly emojis, those don't pay the bills. Work pays the bills. And sometimes we have to do jobs that maybe we don't like to get money, to be able to pay bills and survive. Your job doesn't have to be your everything, doesn't have to be your career. It can just be something that pays your bills, and then other things in your life can fulfill you. And I think that it's like a rooted awakening that she needs to have. And I'm praying that she actually says something like that. But I doubt that she's going to say something like that that's actually like realistic.
Why are you sitting on a golden opportunity? Why are you squandering away time? Why aren't you talking to everybody? Why aren't you going to bed every day exhausted and running with this as hard as you can? Because you know you have a pathway spelled out for you to be making more than enough money to allow him to go to school full time. And obviously I talk about retiring my husband all the time. That's always been my goal. That was my goal before I had a husband, before I was dating Robert, before I even knew I was...
Girl, he's spending all this time going to college to get this degree for like the thing that he wants to do and to get his master's. Well, then why are you trying to retire your husband? Like, I got an idea. Retire yourself first.
I was going to date Robert when I clicked join now on my first direct sales company back on October 20th, 2018. It was because I saw girls my age retiring their husbands and being a full-time family with the income they were making from their phones.
Another thing is like, it's very interesting that she's saying like, even before I met him, even before we were together, I'm pretty sure they're married. Before we were together, I knew I wanted to like make enough money to retire my husband. But what if he doesn't want to? I would love to be able to make enough money to where we didn't need his job for insurance. Also, he makes great money. Also, do I want him around all the time? No, because this is a healthy adult relationship and no one wants to be around their spouse. I'm sure there's people who always want to be around their spouse, but like if I hear his jaw cracking in the morning when he's eating something, I will go to jail. Okay, I will go to jail. But the point is like, not misogynistic. What's the other word? The like opposite of that? Either way, it just seems icky because it's like, well, what if your spouse that you didn't even know you were going to have, like, what if this like hypothetical spouse doesn't want to be retired? What if they don't want to stay home? Like, why is that what you're working towards? Y'all, please keep sending me things to react to because you're the reason why I'm able to do this, okay? Directions to do so are in the description box. For the love of God, please keep sending me things.
And I ran full speed at that opportunity, right? But you know how like you have a goal or you want something really bad and it seems so far off into the future that it starts to feel like a dream? You know, it's not like some tangible thing. It's like out in the universe somewhere. And then all of a sudden, the only thing I've ever wanted for the last like 4 or 5 years wasn't a dream. It was right now.
I think what she means is like it wasn't a dream, it was a reality. But it's not a reality because you're not making that money. You've talked about that before and you actually just admitted it right now, like 3 minutes ago. So, girl, what are you talking about? Again, you just want to reach to the screen and shake them and be like, go get a job.
What good is it going to do us to retire him 5 years from now when he needs to be home now? If he's going to be a full-time student, if we're going to continue living the way that we want to live and better, this has to happen now.
I think the thing that I'm getting stuck on is that she keeps saying, I need to retire him now. And it's like, I'm thinking of retire in the actual sense of the actual word, you know, the definition of cease to work. But like, you've already said that you can't do that. And also, if you were retiring him, then what's the point of him finishing school?
I'm no longer accepting the bare minimum from myself. And so we're planning this event and we're going balls to the wall, crazy Monat girl, because...
So we're planning this event so you're spending money instead of just going and getting a job? We're going balls to the wall, crazy Monat girl. That is so sad. Michaela, like you could do like virtual assistant stuff. Or editing. I don't know if she's good at editing. Probably not. No offense. Like you could do stuff like that. There's a lot of content creators. There's a lot of people who need virtual assistants to do tasks for them and organize stuff for them. But that would just pay the bills. That doesn't give you like, I could be a millionaire vibes.
I sat down this morning. We've been doing these morning calls where we get on with just my team, just the girls that have signed up under me. And we talk about, you know, our goals, something that we're grateful for, and we do like a little bit of like mindset type stuff. And so
we do a little brainwashing stuff. Oh my God. It goes past like this meeting could have been an email. This meeting could have just been a thought in your head that you didn't put out into the universe, that you didn't need to involve anyone else in. No one else needed to be involved for that. But again, it's the brainwashing and Zoom calls in MLMs that are more like mindset stuff and like gratitude and like goal setting. Those are more so for retention rather than education, which is annoying, but that's what happens.
My goals and everything this morning. And what we did is we set a 90-day goal and then what we're going to do today towards that goal. My goal for this month is MMB. And I know that doesn't really mean anything when you don't know our compensation plan or anything like that, but it's a big goal. It's a big sales goal. And it's my first big like structure goal, like as far as helping my team and things like that. It requires me to step into a level of leadership that I'm still working on, right? And when I hit MMB this month,
not her throwing up a thing that says average annual earnings in US by rank in 2020. It's 2023. These are wrong. And she said that she wants to be MMB. Oh, that's so sad that it says average annual earnings.
It's my first big like structure goal, like as far as helping my team and things like that. It requires me to step into a level of leadership that I'm still working on, right? And when I hit MMB this month, the next rank after that is AMM, and the rank after that is MM, which is the Cadillac rank, right? And I said at the beginning of this year, my goal was to have my Cadillac before we go to Monations. And it's a big goal.
It's not a sustainable goal. It's not an attainable one either, but it's a trap. Absolutely a trap. And I really hope that she does not make it to that. I hope she gets out of money altogether. But if she gets to MM and if she unfortunately makes the horrible, dumb, idiotic decision of doing that and tying herself financially to that Cadillac, I doubt she will get out, because then you're like that. I feel like that is when like the sunk cost fallacy like really gets in there. Don't be trying to sue me, money. You can keep your 37-page cease and desist to yourself. Thank you.
90 days, that feels like such a short time to hit such a huge goal. But I did my little map and I wrote down my goals, and MM would absolutely change everything for us. This is a list of all of the Monat ranks and their average annual earnings. This list takes into account every single market partner, even those who clicked join now and never made a single dollar. So this is a very conservative list.
No. This also is from 2020. When Monat had like the best year that they ever had, because the reps, in my opinion, exploited the ever-living doo-doo out of COVID and out of the pandemic and out of people getting let go and fired and having awful financial situations, right? Yeah, so interesting that you're using that. Michaela, why don't you show the income disclosure statement from last year? Oh, because it's not released yet. As far as I know, it's not released yet. It might be, and I just haven't looked. But in April, it wasn't. It's June now, but...
Okay. My current rank is Market Builder. I'm shooting this month for Managing Market Builder, and my 90-day goal is Market Mentor, right? With our current living situation, even if circumstances were to change a little bit, Market Mentor means Robert can quit his job, or at least take a break to focus on what he wants or needs to focus on.
One thing that's interesting is that she's going off these figures again from 2020. This is very outdated. She said Market Mentor means that he can quit his job. $38,000 a year for where do y'all live? Or at least take a break to focus on what he needs to focus on. They must not have like any debt, any bills. Do y'all not have cars? Do you not have insurance? What's your insurance where you live? Where do you live? Can I move there? Because how the hell is what? That is wild. Wow. The way she was making it seem, she's like, we travel all the time. We do this and that. Like we, don't struggle at all. But again, that's before taxes and that's revenue, not profit. So like it would probably be more like, I don't even know, depending on the state she's in, but I would say respectively, let's just, for like number's sake, let's say $25,000 a year. How? How? Like maybe one person, sure, but two people? And with all this traveling you say you do?
Managing Market Mentor means he doesn't have to go back if he doesn't want to. Associative Executive Director.
Okay, but like, it doesn't have to go back to work if he doesn't want to. But then what's the point of him finishing his degree? That makes no sense. It makes no, like, how, girl?
We're a full-time family. And this is not just a list of numbers, right? This is representative.
And what do you mean we're a full-time family? It's not like you're a part-time mom or a part-time dad or a part-time wife or husband. Like you do that full-time, and then you have like your job and life on top of that. I want to be a full-time family. Are you not already that? Like, do y'all not already spend time together? And that doesn't even make sense, because to continue to make money, you're going to keep having to work constantly to be able to keep up this full-time family lifestyle.
Numbers, right? This is representative of real people and real money. I know girls personally at the SED rank. I've had dinner with them. I've gone to parties with them. I have pictures with them.
I've met them. Girl, I've met millionaires and billionaires and had dinner with them, and I'm not... Doesn't mean I'm gonna make that money. Money's not contagious. Success is not contagious. Guess what? They make their money off of you if you're in their downline. Because of where you are in Monat and how long you've already been in it, you're most likely not going to be able to make it to that level or get to their level of success, unfortunately. Because there's not that many people in the world. Like, that's not how that works.
That are making this money from their phones. And I look at this list and at these numbers.
From their phones, from their downline. Just say from their downline. Stop saying from their phone. It's from their downline.
And why would I not take advantage of this incredible opportunity? If I can make a real income from selling shampoo on Instagram, like why am I crying in the bathroom about my husband having to go to school full-time and work full-time? Why am I stressed?
That's sad. But is it that you're crying that he has to go to work full time? And this is so frustrating because like, is it that he has to go to work full time and work full time? Why don't you work full time? Why don't you go get a job that pays you for your time?
And see firsthand what this company can do for people. And I still need to kick myself in the butt, and I still have to wake up with the discipline to actually do the work, and I still have to remind myself of my why. Then don't feel too bad when you're not where you thought you would be yet. You know what I mean? Because we all falter, and we have to give ourselves the grace to continue progressing, because what Satan wants is for us to stay down.
I'm sorry, what does Satan have to do with this? What's going on? What are you doing?
Feel like we deserve something, when we feel lazy, when we get complacent. He wants us to stay right where we're at because he's trying to keep us from reaching our potential, and we just have to keep pushing through and allow ourselves to feel what we feel and move on. The other thing, if you've ever found yourself thinking this business looks too good to be true, take this as your lesson that it's not, because it's freaking hard. It's not too good to be true. If it was too good to be true, I would not have.
But you just explained like how you've been in it for 3 years and you aren't making enough money to survive and support your household. You're proving that it is too good to be true. Like, that's the phrase. Like, people say, that sounds too good to be true. That sounds like it's a lie straight from the pit of hell. And, like, you just prove that. So, like, you can't even get these, like, little anecdotes correct. Like, I was not making great decisions when I was her age either, okay?
Cried so many tears over it, and it would not take this much work if it was too good to be true. But it's hard. It doesn't just happen. Money doesn't just...
She's literally, like, saying exactly what she's trying not to say, or she's contradicting herself.
Fall into your bank account because you click join now and you open Instagram. Even run-of-the-mill influencing and content creating is so much more labor intensive than people give it credit for. And doing this business,
I do agree with that, actually. Wiggum, stop. You know, people think that, you know, being a YouTuber or a content creator, like she said, is super, super easy and labor intensive, like she just said. It's not. It's time consuming and it's very frustrating and it's very hard to turn off. But no, it's not labor intensive. Again, these little things that she's saying here and there are just great examples of how, like, she doesn't understand what she's even saying, because labor intensive means like labor, like physically labor intensive. It's not at all. I sit here.
Business takes discipline, it takes consistency, and it takes work. It's work I can do in my pajamas, that I can be present with my family while I do it, that I can do on my own time, when and how I want to. But it takes work. It's not too good to be true. And lastly, I know it's hard to see the vision. You know what I mean? I believe in my vision so hard and I still lose sight of it. You know, life gets in the way and our goals and dreams start to become less tangible feeling. And I know that there are those of you watching this that have debated on doing this business, taking advantage of this opportunity, and you've stopped yourself for any number of reasons, because like I said before, it always boils down to either a belief in yourself or a belief in the opportunity. And the opportunity is proven. There are girls in Rome right now on an all-expense paid trip by our company.
I mean, it's not proven because it's still less than 1% of the company that's in Rome, less than 0.001% that's in Rome on that all-expense paid trip. So just because one person does it doesn't mean, or 10 people, 20 people, 200 people make it to the very, very top and that, you know, make millions of dollars off of it each year, doesn't mean that you will, especially if you start now. If you start Monat now, you will most likely not make it to that top rank.
But believing in yourself, that's hard, you know? And so if you've debated on doing this opportunity and you've stopped yourself for any number of reasons, let's chat about it again and see if we can do this.
Let's chat about it again and see if we can do this. No, Michaela. Please, no one DM her. Don't send hate to her. Be nice. Don't be a butt face. Don't be a That's just going to most likely push her and other people more into the MLM, more into the scam. It's frustrating because it's like she's already seen that for the past 3 years. She hasn't been able to make it work. And no amount of, I just need to work harder is going to make it work for you. That's not how that works. You can recruit as many people as you want, girl. It's not sustainable. And having your husband, spouse, whoever, significant other, not work is so dumb. Like, that is so, it makes me so nervous. Like, it's, please, one of y'all needs to have a stable job. Again, that's why I keep saying, like, no, I'm not gonna ever have my husband quit his job unless he gets to, like, retirement age, obviously. Then, of course, he can, do retirement. So I really hope that she gets a normal job. She'll probably not do that at all, so that's unfortunate, but I hope she does. But yeah, so that's depressing. I gotta film more videos though, so I hope you have a great rest of your day, night weekend. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night weekend whenever you're watching this. Go touch grass, don't be chronically online. Do something selfless today and be nice to someone, help someone. I hope you are a good person today. I don't know what these outros are anymore, honestly, but I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye. Stay spicy. Okay, bye.